Big news, Jaguars fans. Big contract extensions were reached with cornerback Tyson Campbell, who's had a solid career so far, and he was re-signed for 7 years at a relatively team-friendly deal, making less money than even Isaiah Rodgers, who was signed in free agency. The other big signing is Andre Cisco, who took a 7-year deal to continue his Jaguars career. Another team-friendly deal for Jacksonville, as the new regime is making far more frugal use of the salary cap dollars than the previous one, thank God. The only somewhat big money spent was the cash doled out to channel member kicker Calvin Mentor to keep him a Jaguar until he's 28 years old. The Jaguars go to MetLife Stadium to face number 1 overall pick Bo Reynolds and the new-look New York Jets, and the impact of their signings are felt quickly with John Johnson III intercepting a Trevor Lawrence pass for the early lead. But the Jags got Zach Wilson back with a crazy pressure, resulting in an odd interception by Trayvon Walker, taken all the way back to the house for a Jags lead. Then pressure again near the goal line, and it looked like a safety, but it wasn't called one. Good field goal position for Jacksonville is ruined by a Trevor Lawrence interception, and Davin Hamilton goes to the locker room injured. Bo Reynolds, then with the rookie growing pains, is picked off by Daxton Hill with an easy walk-in pick six to get the Jaguars lead to 10. Stood that way with a flurry of back-and-forth field goals, and in the fourth, Bo is chased back, hit, fumbles, ball jumped on in the end zone by New York, and it is a safety. The ensuing drive was capped by a toss to Deontay Bates from 3 yards out for the touchdown, and the Jags go on to win 32-13 as they remained undefeated outside the AFC South. Number 1 overall pick Bo Reynolds had 62 passing attempts and was picked off 4 times while fumbling twice. Jaguars hosting the rival Texans in their 5th divisional game, and they need the win. T-Law off to a good start with a short touchdown pass to Evan Engram late in the first quarter. Then it's Davis Mills to Mecole Hardman for a long tying touchdown. Late stages of the first half, Lawrence launches one to David Bognasty on a 3rd down to set up a short Deontay Bates rushing score for the lead again. Jaguars' chance to extend the lead before the half is thwarted with a Texans forced fumble and recovery, and in the second half, the Jags end a Texans threat with an Andre Cisco interception. Unfortunately, Trevor Lawrence unravels later in the quarter with an easy pick six thrown right at Derek Stingley Jr. for a tying score. In the fourth, horrible blitz pickup by Deontay Bates leads to T-Law going down in the end zone for a Texans leading safety. With under 4 minutes to go, this beautiful strike from Davis Mills to Nico Collins in the end zone extends that Texans lead. Jags go down at home 26-14 and continue their poor record within the AFC South, but the Texans defense did dominate this one. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens play host to our Jaguars, and it's a 9-0 lead for the visitors before Tyrion Davis-Price scores from a yard out to put the Ravens on the board. After that, right before halftime, Trevor Lawrence throws one up to former Raven Hollywood Brown, who makes the grab to regain the 9-point lead, and you know he loves that. Jags don't look back, and they win it 22-10 in a game with very little highlight plays, as the season remains strange for the Jaguars, winning every game outside of their own division. Hollywood Brown ends with 108 and a touchdown to show off against his former squad. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a decent 100-yard game as well, and it leads to a breakout opportunity for him in his contract season. So if he gets it, we may need to consider signing him to a long-term contract. AFC title game rematch, Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs visiting our Jaguars, and he has been on fire the first half of this year. He had the offense rolling early as well, finishing a drive off with a short touchdown pass to Juju Smith-Schuster. Second Chiefs drive, right back to Juju he goes for a second touchdown pass on a play that was reviewed and confirmed in the booth. Going for a third touchdown of the quarter, but this one is picked off by Tyson Campbell, and it is taken all the way to the house to cut the lead in half. But the Chiefs then extend the lead back to 14 anyway, again with a Mahomes strike to ex-Jaguar this time, Laviska Shenault Jr. Fourth quarter, Pat Mahomes calls game with this touchdown strike as Josh Allen is called for roughing. That obviously ended up getting declined. Chiefs go on to win by a score of 48-16 as Pat Mahomes goes for 527 and 6 touchdown passes. Unfortunately, Amon-Ra St. Brown did not complete his breakout, but at least there's no pressure to get a deal done with him in that case. Jaguars host the Dolphins in a divisional round rematch, and with a 3-0 lead, Trevor Lawrence finds Alex O'Neal at the 2-yard line to make way for a short pass to rookie tight end Chris Maddox, first one of his career. Next Miami drive, and Tua throws a contested pass that is picked off by Isaiah Rodgers as he earns that extension with a return to the house to extend the Jaguars' lead to 17 points. Tua then hits Cedric Wilson for a short touchdown pass to get Miami back in it, and then fullback Brian Dawson finds the end zone on the opposite end to get it back to a 17-point game. Trevor Lawrence ices this game with a short touchdown pass to Alex O'Neal as he did the rest for that other Jaguar score, and a garbage time Dolphin touchdown made the final 31-17 as both quarterbacks ended up going for 2 TDs and 3 picks apiece. Andre Cisco has had a nice year, and now he's going to get his chance to officially become a superstar after we've given him his contract extension already, so it could really be beneficial for both sides should he complete this. It's the Jaguars' final division game of the season against quarterback Babatunde St. Roma and the Indianapolis Colts. The Jags need this game just to go 2-4 in the division on the season. An early on, questionable decision to go for it on 4th and 2. Brian Dawson is stuffed, and it's a turnover on downs. Next possession, long throw from Trevor Lawrence to Alex O'Neal for a big first down. Flag on the play is interference, which is declined, and it's Amon-Ra St. Brown with the day's first touchdown, giving the Jags a 10-0 lead. Colts then looking to get their first points, but Babatunde is intercepted by the X-Factor himself, Trayvon Diggs, and he's taken all the way to the crib like taking candy from a widow baby to extend the Jacksonville advantage to 17. Evan Ingram's on the receiving end of a short physical touchdown pass, and then Deontay Bates makes a beastly cutback on 3rd and 1, pushing his way into the end zone to make it a rout as the Jags go on to win this one 37-14 to improve to 7-5 on the year and 2-4 in the division. Trevor Lawrence throws for 302 touchdowns. Unfortunately, Andre Cisco's breakout opportunity was another failure, but the good news is that we are 7-5 with no more divisional games left on the schedule in our final 5, and all of our wins have been by double-digit points. But we did just win back-to-back games for the first time, and losing to the Chiefs means we lost our first out-of-division game all year. Now we're going into New England next week before a bye week, before coming home for the Lions and the Giants, and then visiting the Bears at Soldier Field before we finally get to host the Packers in a Super Bowl rematch to close the season. With 5 regular season games left, Trevor Lawrence has a 14 touchdown, 21 INT ratio. Rushing's a nice balance with 682 for Swift and 245 for Bates, with 11 combined touchdowns between them. Hollywood Brown leads in receiving with 851. Ingram's been quietly the number 2 target this year. Alex O'Neal's outperforming Amon-Ra in yards, but not TDs. Defensively, Tremont Harris might pass 200 tackles on the year. Trayvon Walker has 12.5 sacks with Josh Allen at 10.5. Trayvon Diggs is sitting at 9 interceptions, and he would need 1 in each remaining game to tie Night Train Lane's record of 14. Give me your predictions for the remainder of the season in the comments section, and huge thank you to the channel members that keep this thing rolling. D-Clank24 and Christian Horn for Big Franchise Quarterbacks, and our only general manager, Matthew Hackett. I love you all. Check out more videos right here.